Only Abbie Chatfield could make Charlie Kirk's death about herself. Apparently, Abbie is living in fear. She is worried for her own life, considering she said that she hates Charlie Kirk after he was brutally killed by the likes of someone who has a transgender boyfriend, a dude that is transitioning to being a woman, right? The radical leftist agenda Abbie Chatfield is vehemently part of. And by the way, I can kind of see why Abbie Chatfield is reacting in the way she's reacting. We'll get into her statement in just a moment, but I want to remind you all that just a few weeks ago, I made a video about this, in case you guys were wondering if I missed it. I did not miss it. A few weeks ago, Abbie Chatfield decided to call for an assassination in the US. She did the signs. It was a disgusting video. I don't think she's still got the video on her profile because the backlash was so immense. And so it damn well should have been, considering it is really disgusting to even call for anyone to be killed over the likes of their opinion. And who the hell do you think you are? But, you know, the thing was, nothing happened to Abbie Chatfield in the realm of her job, nothing like that. She wasn't fired. She still is able to do her crazy, ludicrous things. She obviously was making videos about the March for Australia. She wasn't even there. She was just watching what the media has to portray. She's a dingbat. So this same dingbat, a few weeks ago, before Charlie Kirk was assassinated, called for the assassination of Trump and Elon Musk. She called for the assassination of Trump. That was evidently clear. But calling for any kind of assassination to happen, that is wild and should be taken as such. Now, the woman is such a narcissist, a complete and utter narcissist, because only a narcissist will make the tragic death of Charlie Kirk all about her. Here is what she had to say. Obviously, she went viral because she made a post on her stories after Charlie Kirk was killed saying she hates him. Right. Celebrating his death. And I'll show you another video from another radical, Clementine Ford, in just a moment. To anyone telling me to speak about or wanting my take in Charlie Kirk, please stop. I don't have anything to say that hasn't been said. And anything I do say will be twisted by the far right and I'll receive more death threats. So apparently she's been receiving death threats, eh? Always interesting to me when people say, especially on the radical left, I've been receiving loads of these death threats, right? And I'm not saying that it hasn't actually happened. All I'm saying is, why don't they ever prove it? Why don't they ever show it? It's just like, man, if you're going to get death threats from people, why don't you just reveal it and say, here you go, guys. Like, here are the threats that I've been receiving. I see loads of people on the right that get death threats from people on the left all the time, and they're sharing it left, right, and center. There's a woman that I follow on X, Olivia, her name is, and my goodness, she receives countless, and she's always posting them. So it's real. But these people, as it would seem, love to claim the victim. Oh, woe is me. I'm living in fear. I've been receiving so many death threats. Everything that I will say will be twisted. Then why bother saying this? Like, we're not twisting anything. You say it, and then you want to claim to be the victim. That is derangement, woman. I am not strong enough right now to make any comment. I am in fear. I haven't even made a statement to camera about Charlie Kirk beyond sharing others' pretty mild views that are acknowledging the cognitive dissonance on the right. Despite my silence, this event has caused me immense distress and has jeopardized my safety, even in my silence. I've received numerous death threats with my address in them, some in private, some on public comment sections of my posts, some in comment sections of other people's posts, which I can't delete. I woke up yesterday to paragraphs from people who I don't know explaining why this is somehow my fault. You did release a video calling for the assassination of Donald Trump not that long ago, and you've got very hateful rhetoric. So I don't know. I'm not saying that it is your fault, but you've got a very, very big following, woman, and you've got to be very, very careful with what you say. Now, if she is receiving these death threats, that is disgusting, and the police need to investigate each and every person that are sending her death threats. But once again, I've always wondered, why don't they ever share them? Despite the fact that I don't recall ever even speaking about Charlie Kirk, perhaps in passing, but certainly not at length. Even if I had, I'm unsure how speaking negatively, here we go, but a racist, homophobic, xenophobic, misogynist in the past would somehow make his death my fault. Well, to be very, very clear, you calling him these very hateful things, which are not true at all, they're lies, like a racist, even though you don't really know anything about him because you've said that you don't talk about him, like you're calling him a racist, a homophobic, xenophobic, misogynist. The man was married, woman. He loved women. He wanted to protect women. That's more I can say than you. You want to like kill babies, man. Like it's wild to me how these people get away with the amount of lies that they spread. And it's actual hate. It's actual hate. The name calling makes a vulnerable mind go, well, he's a Nazi. He's a homophobic, racist pig. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to take them out. That's what the deranged leftists do. Case in point, Charlie Kirk's killer. To be clear, if you think that Charlie Kirk was a conservative commentator, you are wrong. Here we go. He was a dangerous far-right extremist. So she hasn't got anything to say about Charlie Kirk, but she's going to let you all know about it right now. Who said that he doesn't believe in empathy. She's taking his words completely out of context. I'll have you know. He has said that the Civil Rights Act was a huge mistake. He has said that gay people should be stoned to death. Wrong. Again, he has said that public executions should occur and be televised. He has even said that if his daughter were 10 years old and were pregnant, though great, he would force her to carry the child to term. This man is evil. Once again, wrong. Twisting his words. That's all they do. Twist his words. The Muslim woman that I made a video about yesterday did try to do the exact same thing. This is the first time I've said these things, though. And interesting how he's no longer here. So you want to trample on the man that is no longer here to really defend himself. Okay, let's paint the picture, ladies and gentlemen, of what he actually is. You're celebrating the man's death. That's what you're doing. The last 24 hours, I've received hate and threats from people despite my silence. To anyone who tells me that the reason I am abused online every day is my tone, even in silence, it continues. Boy, oh boy. Victim class, man. These people have zero nuance. They are undereducated and they are hateful. Woman, I just read out all the lies that you just said about a man that's no longer here, and you call us hateful for calling you out on your own BS. Their hate has been encouraged by far-right commentators and mainstream media alike. The reasons these people hate me are almost always lies told to them. No. We can see exactly what you believe and why you believe it because you are a very vocal woman. And personally, I don't hate you. I loathe the things that you believe in because they are wrong. And I hate the fact that you are saying things that are wrong and false and defamatory about someone that's no longer here. Doesn't mean that I hate you or other people hate you. But good grief, woman, get your head out of your backside for 5 bloody seconds and realize the things you're actually saying. It may do you some good, perhaps. about me or whatever they claim to believe in. These people and media organizations are waiting for me to make content so they can use my name as clickbait to anger the far right even more. Woman, you created a 11-word response, 11 pages on Instagram worth of response. And it just keeps on going. We're only on to slide 5, people. They use photos of me next to headlines that aren't even about me. Headlines like "This is when Australia hit peak woke," with an underflating photo of me crying to make the reader believe that I'm reacting to the words they are reading. Well, to be fair, I use, if I see a photo, like a video of Abbie, and I'm reacting to the video, I'll use her on the video as my thumbnail. But if it's like something like this, then I'll use a photo of how she would be reacting while she's typing this. More than likely crying or feeling scared. Who knows? Maybe it's very different. Maybe she's like angry. Who knows? The same goes for far-right manosphere creators who substitute their lack of talent and intelligence with playing into pre-existing ideas about myself specifically, but also women, LGBT, whatever groups and others. They see an easy target. I just can't with this woman. I really can't. I'll put up the rest. And if you guys want to read the rest of her response, you can definitely go and do that online. But the thing is, if people like read this and they think about, you know, what she's saying for not even 2 seconds, like just a second, and they know something about Charlie Kirk, you compare Charlie Kirk to Abbie Chatfield, who do you think is actually more hateful? I know what my answer would be based on what I just read out a moment ago. Like, she just keeps on going. And I thought that I would have enough time in this video to get through it all, but you just, every single sentence almost, I'm stopping and going, whoa, woman, like, really? Only you, of all people, could make Charlie's death about yourself and claim to be the victim and then blame people on the far right. Guess who was the one that killed Charlie Kirk? Not someone on the far right. Someone on the far left that believes in your ridiculous ideologies that are wild, that are mental, that are wrong. But anyway, so Abbie Chatfield and Hannah Ferguson are living in fear after their comments over the death of Charlie Kirk, because their comments about Charlie Kirk's death were disgusting. So, and I hope nothing happens to these two. I really don't. I don't want anything bad to happen to anyone. Just because you're calling them out on their horrible comments doesn't mean that I want, like, the problem we've got is the radical left want you to stop talking, so they will knock you off. But people on the right don't want people at all to stop talking. We encourage discourse. But anyway, that's just me. And again, want to remind you all that Abbie Chatfield called for Donald Trump's assassination in a video she made a couple of weeks ago. So make of that what you will, based around the things I just read out a moment ago. But anyway, I don't know if I should show you the Clementine. It's only a minute long, but let me show you another dingbat that is very similar to Abbie Chatfield. Her name is Clementine Ford. Unfortunately, she's an Australian. Make of that what you will. But have a watch of her comments about Charlie Kirk's murder. Once again, very sick, evil, and deranged. Have a watch.
You know, it's really funny because given how homophobic Charlie Kirk was and how, like, reprehensibly anti-queer community MAGA is, Like, his most ferocious male fans are so fucking gay for him. They're all crying out of their penises in my messages. You're so mean. You're a fucking fat. You have no morals. Charlie's dead. Off, losers. I get it. It's very sad that you now all have to think for yourselves a little bit more because you don't have a creepy fucking racist lunatic spouting his fucking moronic opinions into your ear and telling you what to think. That must be very hard for you. But just remember, he died doing what he loved, defending guns. He took a bullet for the cause, and according to Charlie Kirk, a few deaths a year from guns is a small price to pay to defend the Second Amendment. So what more could he possibly ask for? It's a tribute and legacy to the pointlessness of his life. You should be glad that this is how he went out. He really exemplified the cause that he championed day in and day out. Good for you.
And my friends, that's just a minute of Clementine Ford's response. She made multiple videos on her Instagram. A long, drawn out, painful to watch, I might add, series. So between her and Abbie Chatfield, Australia's got to get its shit together. Big time. Because we've got people out there that are actually spreading a great deal of hate. It's dangerous. Oh, these two will get defended for sure because they're of the radical left and our government is run by a bunch of radical leftists too. So I don't see Albo calling out Hannah Ferguson. I don't see Albo calling out Abbie Chatfield, considering that he went on her podcast during the election cycle. These are the people that Albo chooses to associate himself with. Go figure. Anyway, that's enough from me, but you guys take care. You be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.